Written by Allonsbro. Always. Mac grimaced as his wife screamed bloody murder barely a hoof's length from his ear. His world had long since descended into madness, ponies running to and fro as he was forced to stay rooted where he sat. He opened his mouth, attempting to bring the Pegasus on the bed beside him some measure of peace and comfort, and show his support in her hour of pain.
Rainbow.
"Not a word!" she bellowed. Mac's mouth closed, letting silence fall between them. The good husband in him wished there was something he could do to help. He couldn't even go and see if he could get the doctor here any faster with how tightly and painfully his wife was holding his hoof. But the worst of it was that he had to endure everything while wearing a bedsheet and a hat made of twigs. The night had started so well, a perfectly normal nightmare night. They had tried to get matching costumes, but Rainbow had really wanted to be a Roman, and they couldn't find armor in Mac's size at the costume shop. They had barely been able to get Rainbow into her costume, but she had her heart set on it. So Mac jerry-rigged a longer stomach strap, then donned a bedsheet and a laurel wreath so their costumes would at least have the same theme. Of course, Rainbow had to go out and have fun with the girls. That had probably been the cause of her going into labor. The walk from Sweet Apple Acres to town had been rather long. They'd removed Rainbow's costume long ago and left it sitting in one of the bedside chairs. The doctor stepped in, wearing a brightly colored wig and makeup. Mac immediately feared for the stallion's safety. Why, oh why did the foolish sap have to pick this year of all nightmare nights to dress as a clown? "Hello!" the doctor greeted, his voice more full and brimming with cheerfulness than anyone had any right to have. "And how are we doing?" Mac gave the doctor a look, hoping to somehow communicate that his wife was all kinds of ticked off and a clown was the last thing she needed. The stallion didn't seem to pick up the message and punctuated his overly jovial greeting by giving his large red nose a little toot-toot. Mac hung his head. That poor soul was doomed. He had just enough time to brace himself before Rainbow screamed, her eyes alight with pain and impatience. Mac didn't blame her. They had been sitting there for hours. He was almost ready to go down there and deliver the baby himself if it meant that his wife would quit trying to break his hoof. The doctor went down to the other side of the barrier. "Alrighty then, let's have a look here." He made a series of thinking noises and peeked over at Rainbow. "Okay, you're about ready to pop, little lady. How's about you give me a nice big push?" The pain in Mac's hoof flared as Rainbow pushed. "Don't forget to breathe," the doctor reminded in an agonizingly happy sing-song tone. Mac thought he saw the doctor duck and wondered if Rainbow had kicked him. Another iron squeeze brought him back to the matter at hoof. She went through her staccato breathing, just like she had been taught. Another shockwave hit, rolling over his wife like a tidal wave. The vice holding him tightened as she screamed. Internally, Mac cried out to his forefathers, asking for the strength to withstand his wife's bone-crushing grip. "We're almost there, Miss Dash. Keep breathing." Rainbow let loose with a string of expletives that Mac dared not repeat in polite company. Her chest heaved, inhaling and exhaling rapidly. "You're doing super, Miss Dash. Keep pushing." The minutes passed, and there was much wailing and gnashing of teeth. Mac sat helplessly as his wife went through agony. Finally, with one final push, Rainbow's screams were joined by the screams of a newborn foal. "Congratulations, folks," the doctor said. "You've got yourselves a filly." The new parents waited with bated breath as their daughter was cleaned and wrapped in a blanket. The doctor passed the new bundle of joy to her mother. Rainbow gasped slowly, staring down at her daughter. Her yellow coat was matted, the tiny feathers of her wings ruffled. Her mane, tricolored magenta, green, and blue, was short and mussy. The filly slowly opened her eyes, revealing magenta irises that shone with the light of a new life. Rainbow felt herself become quickly overwhelmed. "Hey there," she greeted the filly, her eyes starting to water. "Hey." She held the child close. She's so little."
Yep,
Mac whispered as he came closer to her. "She's perfect," Rainbow added. "Congratulations," said a nurse standing nearby with the paperwork. "Have you decided on a name?" Mac ran through the long list of names they had considered. Nothing either of them had come up with had appealed very much. Rainbow, of course, wanted a name that befit the offspring of a Wonderbolt, a proud Pegasus name. The only suggestions from his family had been apple names. Rainbow's eyes never left the child. "Not really." "That's all right. Still plenty of time for you to get to know each other and think of something." The nurse started to leave. "Wait." The nurse turned back. Rainbow Dash smiled, still trying to hold back her emotions, but Mac could tell it was a losing battle. Her voice shaky, she sniffled and named her daughter. "Rainette," she squeaked. "Golden Rainette." The nurse wrote it down. "What a pretty name." Rainbow looked up at her husband. "It's an apple. She's an apple." Mac smiled, wrapping a hoof around her shoulders.
Rain for short.
"Yeah." When the nurse left, the dam broke. "She's beautiful," Rainbow whispered as the tears fell. "I don't know why I'm crying. I'm supposed to be the cool mom. Here I am getting all sappy." "Shh," Mac whispered, giving her a kiss on the forehead.
You're all right. I won't tell nobody.
Getting an idea, the red stallion let go of her and grabbed the helmet from her costume, placing it on her head.
There you go. Now you're a Roman holding a baby. That ought to be cool, whether you're crying or not.
Rainbow laughed, looking up at him again.
You did great,
Mac assured her. "We did great," she corrected. Reaching out, she took his hoof in hers. "I didn't hurt you too bad, did I?" Mac shook his head.
Nope.
"Liar." She squeezed, making him flinch. "Thanks. Having you here beside me really helped. I wouldn't have made it without you." She snickered. "And all while wearing a dress."
Robe,
he corrected. He came closer, holding her hoof to his chest.
And I'll always be there.
Leaning in, he gently kissed his wife.
Always.
He planted another soft kiss on the forehead of his daughter, extending the promise.
Always.